Okay, chapter 11, continuation part 2. Manned modeling. With manned modeling, it is to assist students who know language but able to help them to generalize their use to new context. They will identify a desired response and then arrange the material in a way to promote child interest. Once the child is interested, the teacher will man means to verbally instruct the student to respond. So, tell me you want. If the student fails to respond, the teacher then models the desired response with, oh, Jamie want book? Jamie wants the book on horses. And then, so you're modeling, with your man modeling, you are instructing and modeling the procedure. So that the more that the student hears it, the student will be able to understand, and eventually, the more you hear it, the more you'll do it. So, I want book. I want book on horses. Oh, okay. Want book? Jamie wants a book on horses. And then there's the time delay, where you will hold out the object. Want more? Yes, I want more. Show me more. And you work on the sign language for more. You want to eat? You're hungry? Show me eat. And then you show the sign language for eat. Okay, are you finished? Show me finished. I'm all done. Okay, and so then you work on showing the symbol for finished. You want to play? Show me play. And that's what you work on. You can't go play until you show me play. Can't get more until you show me more. So, look at modeling. You're looking at building those turn taking. These are social skills that we all need to learn, because as a social being, we do have to learn to take turns. As we grow up and become adults, we have to take turns. We have to stand in line. We can't all rush down um, drive down the road at the same time. We have to stop at the stoplight. Generalizing, we learn to generalize and learn to apply these skills to other skills, other places, and learning the vocabulary. Um, that basic vocabulary applies across different areas of our life. And looking at conversations outside. How do we converse with other people? We don't just converse in the classroom. We carry over that conversation to different places, our home, our church, our community. So, thinking about uh, modeling, if we're going to model it, we have to first get the attention of a student. When we have somebody's attention, what do we have? We know that they're looking at us, getting eye contact, making sure that the student is interested. We know they're interested, they're smiling, they're paying, watching our every move. When we do that, we present a verbal or gestural model. Gestures, we're using our hands, you're speaking, looking at their immediate interest. How do we know what they're interested in? Those are the things that they gravitate to. We get parental information of what are the things that they normally look at or play with at home. Student imitates, they repeat what we do. We give positive feedback. We tell them, that's a great job. Smile, including expansion. Oh, look what you did. You smiled. You copied exactly what I did. And we offer that object to them. If they don't respond, then we try again and we model it a second time. If it is an incorrect response again, we give that correct feedback. I like how you looked at me, but let's try putting our hands up like this. and we try the material of interest again. So here we look at the joint attention, teaching turn taking with the man model, teaching students. So there's a whole list of how to do it. Here are the procedures. I'm not going to go through the whole procedures. You can look at those. When progress is not being made, the items are not motivating. The skill is too difficult or there are too many prompts. And that's when students give up or get... pick the procedure that is most natural. Pick the one that's going to provide the right amount of support and appropriately communicate. Here's the enhanced milieu. It's a primary language intervention approach, or it could be combined with direct teaching, systematically and in routine interactions with students. We talked about picture exchange. Here are some videos. I'm not going to play them for you right here. You can play them on your own when you look through the video. But the child uses his pecs. It can be a board or it can be used with sentence strips, but it's a way for students to be able to communicate with others. And the best part about it is that it's a low-tech method. Although these pictures can be used on a high-tech computer device, but it is for pictures. Here is what a communication book looks like. And you notice all the pictures and the Velcro right here. They can take off the pictures from inside and put them into a sentence strip with "I want green lollipops." So you use it to make a sentence. The strip created a sentence of "I want green lollipops." And he said exactly what he wants. Rather than you choosing to give him a red lollipop, he wanted a green lollipop. If you gave him a red lollipop, what would happen? He might have a meltdown and a temper tantrum. We don't want that. He wanted a green lollipop, and that solves it. Think about how many students, they want to be the blue player when they're playing the board game. And he has the red player, he's going to pitch a fit. We don't want him to pitch a fit. We want him to be happy. So, and then here's one for a specific activity. We're going to read Brown Bear, Brown Bear. Brown Bear, Brown Bear, what do you see? I see a white dog looking at me. I hear a dog barking at me. You can set up all the symbols for the story, and then this is how a student with severe disabilities can actually participate in reading the story, Brown Bear, Brown Bear. I see a white dog looking at me. I hear a white dog barking at me. So here's all of the little plays. Here's the brown bear, a green frog, a white sheep, a brown horse, a yellow duck. All of these things so they can participate in the reading of the story Brown Bear. Here are some alternative and augmentative communication devices. I've had a student wear a head pointer. They can use eye gaze. Different kinds of alternative and augmentative communication devices are available for students with severe and moderate disabilities. These right here are key guards for students who drool. They go over and keep the keys from getting wet. So you have to think about their cognitive, physical, and intentional communication abilities. What mental abilities do they have? Are they able to think through and be able to process what you're asking them? Are they able to physically be able to, what physical abilities do they have? And what's the intentional communication ability? So we have different types. I'm going to go back one. So if you think about, if they aren't able to use their fingers, are they able to use their head and use a pointer stick? Or maybe they need to use their eyes for an eye gaze if they're not able to use their hands and fingers to touch for a keyboard. So, and then environmental. What are the barriers to them being able to use a device or communicate? And this is a big thing. This was a big thing for my students when I had students in my classroom practice. Every opportunity they get to practice communicating and using their devices. And the functionality. We're not just functioning on asking for food and asking to go out and play, but in a one word function of asking for things, putting them into full sentences. Just like we talk, they need to be able to talk using their devices. And combining nonverbal and verbal. If you have a student who is using sign language, combine the verbal with the sign. Don't just use sign language all without any words. Combine it. So, there are no tech, low tech, there are medium tech, and high tech. So, there are no tech and low tech, requiring people to just use, I'm going to go to the next page. The no tech and low tech are photographs and pictures, gestures, sign language, written language, PECS. So, no tech and low tech doesn't require any kind of technology. There are pictures. You can communicate with just pictures or photographs or just gestures and sign language. Sign language is using your hands or gestures. Or you can just write. Some people who can read but not talk, you can write them things. You don't have to. And the PECS is actual picture exchange communication symbol program, or simple voice output. There are devices I actually made using something I got from Radio Shack, where you could just plug in a simple little message, and that's all you had to do was hit the switch, and it spoke for you. You are choosing someone's word for them. So you need to be careful and make sure that it fits that student, that environment, and their age. Age appropriate is so important. Here is a Big Mac. I love Big Mac switches. And that's one of those that you can use for just a voice output device. There's a video, and I'll put all these videos up as links if you can't access them in the... Here is another communication board. I want a cookie. I want cake. I want a sweater. I want to wear a hat today. So all they have to do is touch and this. I see a banana. I see my shoes. All they have to do is you make these pictures and they touch and point. And it's so easy for them to communicate with you. And then you can also put these, that's using BoardMaker. You can use these to make out several layers, have them laminated. You can either even cut them up and put them on a ring. And you can set them up for simple activities that you want to use. Medium tech is electronic or non-electronic, and just put little pictures and several words, and one like this, small devices. And then high tech, be even more like laptops and iPads. But you have to think about where you're using them. Everywhere. And if you notice now, technology's gotten more advanced. You can use technology everywhere. So think about home, school, church, community, how advanced we've gotten in technology. and be able to